So
So
if you want.
here is an official welcome to all of you. It looks like we have everybody starting to pop on a lot. We have 65 people at the moment and the number's going up. Welcome. My name is Karina Sammons. Most people call me Carrie. My husband's name is Gary, so it's very easy to remember, Carrie and Gary. And we live in Columbus, Ohio. And I'm so excited to get to co-teach this class tonight with my mom, Lori Vaas, and we both live in the central Ohio area. I live in a suburb called New Albany, and my mom lives in Worthington, where I grew up. And we have been really enjoying actually every Thursday night for the last 8 weeks. We've had a wonderful continuing education series where we've been gathering together at this exact same time and going over so many great different topics. And so my mom and I both thought it would be fun to keep the ball rolling and continue meeting, since so many of us are in the habit of gathering together at this exact same night. And instead of, just to kind of mix it up and do an intro to oils class, because many of you haven't had a chance to attend one of these classes in person, right? In the last year, these classes aren't happening in person as often. And so we wanted to create a space and a time and an opportunity for you to come and learn and bring a friend. And if you are even thinking of somebody right now that you think would be interested, text them right now and send them the link and tell them to join us, okay? We are going to clip through a lot of content, and so we want to make sure you have a notebook handy and a pen, because there's going to be recipes you're going to want to jot down. There are going to be things that you're going to want to circle back to, and we will have time at the end for Q&A. And also, we want to encourage you, we want to invite you to use the chat function. So as we're going along, you can help to answer each other's questions in the chat bar as well, okay? When my mom's talking, I can help you in there, and vice versa. Actually, I'm going to be sharing my screen, so I don't think I'm going to be able to see the chat for the majority of our time. So it's really fun seeing all of your faces. I am recording this, so for some of you, we get to the end of the class and you say, that was so good, but I almost want to listen to it again. So you can reach out to, again, whomever invited you, and we can make sure you get helped with that. And Mom, I might have left out some of the other housekeeping items, but you can help fill in the blanks. But I really just want to tee this off to you to introduce yourself.
Okay, well, as she said, I'm her mom. I'm Lori Vaas, and I'm married to her father, which is Mark Vaas, and we live in Worthington on the north side of Columbus. And Carrie's our oldest of 3 kids, and all 3 of those kids have 3 kids, so we have 9 grand. Prior to biggest part of my adult life, I was a music teacher in an elementary school. We did big shows, and that was my passion. But since discovering essential oils, now my passion is helping people feel good naturally with essential oils. And so I do adult education. And I discovered oils because Carrie introduced them to me, but it was right when she first found out about them. So our story, the beginning of how we got started with doTERRA, kind of overlaps a lot. And so it's kind of neat. We've really been discovering essential oils together for 11 years now. That was 11 years ago. So yeah, thank you, Carrie, for introducing them to me.
Well, it was really, so a little bit more about my backstory too is when I was first pregnant with Madeline, so she's our oldest and she's 14 now. That's when I really started my journey in being way more intentional about what I was putting in my body and on my body, and very conscientious and more mindful about reading labels and determining about where I'm buying my food and where my food's being grown, and those types of things. Green cleaning started to become a passion of mine. And then when Connor was born, he had a lot of digestive issues, a lot of acid reflux and issues that I actually deal with. And so I knew all the different things that the doctors were trying to prescribe to him, but I actually have not taken medicine ever for my symptoms because I've figured out the foods that are the triggers. And as a baby, when you're nursing a baby, you know, I changed my diet, and that didn't seem to help him. I tried every homeopathy option. I was crowdsourcing all of my friends to figure out how I could help my baby to sleep, because he wasn't sleeping, but you know, he was waking up every hour to 45 minutes to an hour. So of course I wasn't sleeping either. And lo and behold, my good friend Betsy shared a sample of Digest Zen, which is one of the blends. It's a blend that has a lot of digestive oils in there. And she shared a little sample, and I put that on his belly before bed, prayed over him, just like I did every night, but put him to bed, and he slept through the night the first time I ever used that. And so of course I was still checking on him all through the night. Like Gary was calling them snake oils. And he's like, why isn't Connor waking up? So I was checking on him to make sure he was still breathing, right? And that next morning, when I saw him still peacefully sleeping like a baby that was 9 months old should be able to do, I just cried, because I thought, you know, did we finally find something that is an answer to my prayers? And for me, that just opened up my eyes to see, like, these are plant medicines that God gave us access to. And it just resonated so much with my spirit. And it started me on this journey of figuring out, well, if this oil could help with that, what other oils are there out there, and what can we use them for? And the cool rest of the story with Connor and that oil sample is that I used that little sample for the week until it was all gone. And by the end of the week, he was sleeping through the night, and we did not have that struggle ever again for him. And so it was truly a miraculous experience. And I really, my mom was one of the first people that I went to actually when I started looking at the supplements, because I thought, you know what, there's some great products that doTERRA has that I would love to know more about. And you'll hear more of that part of the story later on in our class. So I am going to, Mom, do you want me to go ahead and start the screen share?
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
That was such a mind blow when that suddenly helped Connor. That definitely got our attention. I'm like, what are essential oils anyway? We had no idea what they were.
Okay, I'm going to actually stop the screen share for a second so I can make sure I have the right view, the right speaker view happening over here. And okay, here we go. Okay, I think we got it.
Looks good.
You see it? Thumbs up?
Good.
Okay. So at this point, I can't see anybody else in the chat, but please be here to help answer each other's questions and comments.
Okay.
Okay. So, oh, here's our peanut gallery. This is our, this is the whole gang, our big family with all my siblings and nieces and nephews and mom and dad. And okay, the focus of what we are here to do tonight in this short time, we're going to try and make this short and sweet but power packed, is our goal is to teach you that you can leave with 3 cool things about essential oils, 3 ways that you can use essential oils, and then if you don't already have oils in your house, how you can easily get them into your own home and start incorporating them to your daily routine. And if you do have oils nearby or around you, I invite you to like gather them up. It's so fun as we go through this class that you can have them to put on you and smell and experience. And there are hundreds of oils out there that doTERRA sells and that we have access to, but we don't want to, you know, this is meant to be just a tip of the iceberg, the intro class. So I want you to know that kind of these oils that are pictured on the screen are we're focusing on the top oils, kind of the most, you know, kind of common ones that are really great to get started with, and oils that you will find in a lot of the starter kits that doTERRA has. And okay, Mom, teeing it over to you.
All right, so I'm going to be starting with the first cool thing about doTERRA essential oils is number one, that they are completely natural and safe. There's nothing added to the oils and there's nothing taken away from the oils. They're just pure, natural, essential oils. And they're good for any ages. And Carrie, you can click through to give us some more. There we go. Yeah, they're good for the elderly. They're good for babies and kids. They come from plants, extracts from plants, and it turns out that what has kept that plant thriving for centuries helps people thrive too. They are 50 to 70 times more powerful than herbs. And so like this peppermint, it shows there 1 drop of peppermint essential oil is the same thing as 28 cups of peppermint tea. All right. And so now doTERRA's, what I love about ours is that they are CPTG, which means certified pure tested grade. Certified pure means that they're pure plant, and tested grade means they're tested many, many times to make sure they're highly potent. And this CPTG is why so many doctors and medical professionals are now saying, fine, this is good to use and recommending them. In fact, if you happen to have Blue Cross Blue Shield, some states they let you use your flex spending dollars to pay for specifically doTERRA essential oils because they are that potent. The TG also means that the plants are grown in an area where around the world, they search around the world to find where these plants grow wild, because plants that are growing in their own natural habitat are naturally really potent. And so that's what doTERRA does, is they source these from everywhere. And they have the reputation for being the most tested, most trusted essential oils in the world. So now if you have peppermint, I'm going to kind of go through, like if we were sitting around my table right now doing this class, we'd start passing this and I'd show you how to use this. All right. So let me show you how to use peppermint essential oil. Just first of all, take the lid off. This is a 15 milliliter large bottle of it. I'm going to put 1 drop in my hand just by tapping the rim. And then I'm going to dab my finger in it and I'm going to rub it in my eye. No, just kidding. Don't rub it in your eye. If you happen to get peppermint even close to your eye, it's going to cause your eyes to water and run. So the antidote to that is this fractionated coconut oil. This will help you to feel better right away. If you happen to don't put water in your eye, put the fractionated coconut oil. This is also the oil that we use for our carrier oil because it's really good for your skin and it's not greasy at all. So we call this FCO, fractionated coconut oil. Okay, so what are we really going to do with this on our finger? I'm going to go ahead and be brave and put it on the roof of your mouth. Woo! All right, now that is just a boost of energy right now. That's a big wake-up call. Woo! Okay, so now then, if you would rub your palms together, and if I like just saying rub your palms together so you don't get on your fingers, you don't accidentally rub it in your eyes, and then cup your hands and breathe it in. Oh, oh, and you're going to feel that just going right up your nasal passages and opening up all your sinuses and your airways. All right, and then you've got it on your hands, so it also feels really super good to rub your hands on the back of your neck. It really helps to relieve any tension that you might have in your neck and your shoulders. And you might feel it getting cold, because that's another thing about peppermint, is that it cools you down. But remember, peppermint peps you up. All right, so right now you should feel energized. This is a great one to be putting on this time of night if you want to have good thinking process, better focus. Now, my first experience was with peppermint. This was my very first, I don't know, introductory oil, besides hearing about Connor's experience. But Carrie knew that I was prone to getting really terrible migraine headaches. So she gave me a tiny bottle of peppermint. She said, just keep it with you. And when you feel one coming on, and I could tell because I get this visual disturbance, just start putting it on. And she told me how to do it. So I said, okay. So then came the day where I started getting those twinklies. And so I said, okay, I'll give it a try. I did kind of like what I just showed you, except for I also rubbed it on my temples where I usually get the headaches. And, and then I'm going ahead and I'm smelling it and waiting for the headache, and headache never came. And my mind was blown. It was like, what? Because I never had any drugs or any medicine that ever helped me with a migraine ever. And so I'm like, whoa, you're kidding me. This bottle of peppermint can do that? I mean, it was totally a mind blow. So that's really what opened me up to be able to look at all the rest of them, because you have to kind of like have your own experience with them before you really totally believe in them. Okay, next slide, Carrie. So that was the first cool thing about doTERRA essential oils. And if you would put that in the chat, it doesn't show up anymore. If you can remember what the first cool thing was about doTERRA essential oils, write it in the chat. And by the way, there is going to be a drawing at the end here. So somebody's going to get picked that has written things into the chat. So I don't know if we're going to do one or two. I think we're probably going to do a couple of people. The second cool thing about doTERRA essential oils is how effective they are. And oftentimes they're more effective than modern approaches to health problems. What I mean by that is, you see here, this is a cell. This outside here, that's a bacteria. And this inside the cell, that's a virus. Now, if you would go to the doctor and he would tell you that you had a bacterial infection, there is a modern medicine approach for a bacterial infection, right? Right, we call them antibiotics, right? But there can also be problems with using antibiotics. And if you want to type that into the chat, that's a good thing too. But using antibiotics, it's very effective to get rid of, usually very effective to get rid of that bacterial infection, but it can also wreak havoc on your gut, and on your hormones and on your immune system. And then you also have a problem with it becoming resistant to other antibiotics, right? So when you use On Guard, which is one of the ones that we use that are very effective against bacteria, it doesn't have those harmful side effects. It can even discern which are good bacteria in your body and which are the bad bacteria. So that's one really great benefit that essential oils have that modern medicine doesn't. Now, the virus lives in the center of the cell. And as we know, our modern medicine is having a hard time figuring out how to get rid of a virus in your body, right? And the reason for that is that our medicines are too large in molecular size to get through the cell wall. But essential oils are minuscule compared to medicines, synthetic medicine. And also they're from the same lipid material that the cell wall is. So they can easily slither right through the cell wall. And so what they do inside there, they can stop the virus from replicating. They actually don't kill it, they just stop it from duplicating. And On Guard is an oil that also has that benefit too. So it's antiviral and antimicrobial, antibacterial. I recommend, since viruses grow in the back of your throat, that a good practice with On Guard is to put 1 drop in a shot glass of water and gargle with it every day, just for prevention. And we also use it for hand sanitizing and for cleaning our homes. Okay, so that was the second cool thing about doTERRA essential oils. If you want to write that in the chat, if you remember what that one was, now the screen says something else. All right, and now the third really cool thing about doTERRA essential oils is how affordable they are. And they actually can be more affordable than traditional medical care. And what I mean by that is that, say like that headache that I had, this bottle of peppermint is $22. It was 8 cents a drop. So for maybe if I used 2 drops, it was 16 cents, okay? And all of those oils that were in that slide that Carrie showed that are some of our top oils that we use the most often, those are they're all under $30, $30 and under, okay? Except for one, there's one that's an outlier, and we'll tell you what that one is. But another thing about these is, let me explain. So for instance, if somebody in our family, a kid gets an ear infection or even just starts crying, you think they might have an ear infection. Immediately we get our lavender and our tea tree oil and put it around the ear and on a cotton ball. And that immediately, like within 30 minutes, that child stopped crying from the pain. And within about 12 hours, if there was an infection, it would be gone by then. Right? Because you may not know it, that lavender is an antibacterial. And so about basically 64 cents, we can get rid of that issue and we can treat it immediately. It's so empowering just to open up your oils and start treating it. So you're not going to pay for a copay. You're not going to have any gas you have to spend to go to the doctor or to actually to pay for some kind of a prescription or maybe even time off work. So now we are not anti-doctors. I don't want you to get that idea because my dad's a doctor, my son-in-law is a doctor. I have lots of family members that are in the medical profession. But even my son-in-law, who's a pediatrician, says that they're supposed to recommend, now the insurance companies tell them that before they give a child a prescription for an ear infection, they're supposed to recommend something natural. Well, guess what? Most of them don't know anything natural. So you're actually saving the doctor time and trying to take care of it yourself first. And then, then there's a place for going to the doctors. If this is our first line of defense, if that doesn't work, then, make an appointment. But that's how we actually save a lot of money and every year in medical expenses. Now that lavender, I just wanted to say that besides being antibacterial, it's very calming as well. So you guys probably know that, right? Lavender is very calming. And we'll hear more about it, but also it's an antihistamine. So that's one of the ones that's in our arsenal for seasonal allergies. But okay, so now there's 3 cool things about essential oils. If you can write down that third one in the chat, that's cool. All right, so let's clip through these, Carrie, if you can click these in. So yeah, the number 1 thing is that they were safe. Number 2 is that they are effective. And number 3 is that they are affordable. Okay. So those are the 3 cool things. Hopefully you guys remember those and you'll be able to tell somebody at the end of this class. All right, Carrie, up to you.
Okay, I'm having so much, it's funny to see me behind the scenes because I can't see where my mouse is going to try and mute and unmute myself. But that was awesome, Mom. And I love hearing the way you explain things. And that's why it's so fun attending classes, even though this is my 12th year of using doTERRA essential oils, that we love attending classes and hearing stories from each other because there's so much to learn. Wow, shoot, I keep muting myself now. Okay, let me see if I can change my slide without muting myself. Okay, so now I'm going to share with you all. Can you hear me okay, Mom?
Yeah,
Okay. Maybe you can mute yourself so the speaker view will show up properly on the recording. Okay, so 3 primary ways to use essential oils. The first way that I want to share with you is aromatic. And I love that this picture shows a diffuser and someone breathing the oil straight out of the oil bottle, okay? So the cool thing when I was learning about the ways to use essential oils is that aromatically is the fastest way to get an impact from the oils. It's actually the fastest way to get the essential oils into our bloodstream is by breathing the oil in. And so it's also the fastest way to affect a mood. And so it's a real thing. When you hear people talking about aromatherapy, that's a real thing. It's not made up. And you know it every single time you've ever come in contact with a smell that gave you an immediate smell memory. And maybe it was a amazing pie that you were smelling and you're like, oh my gosh, that takes me right back to memories of baking in the kitchen with grandma, or this restaurant that we used to go to that had this amazing pie, So the emotions that can come up, the memories that are triggered because of smells. And so for the purpose of mood, if you're ever wanting to use essential oils to impact a mood, the fastest, most effective way to use it is to simply open up the lid and breathe it in. And so that's why you'll also we share with people a lot that just putting a dab of oil on your hands, rubbing it together, breathe it in, And then rubbing the oil on the back of your neck is actually a great way to get a mood purpose, a mood benefit from it, because it's getting on that brain stem. And also the diffuser is, we always encourage, if you have essential oils, you're not getting the bang for your buck if you don't have a diffuser. And in the beginning, we started off with one diffuser in our kitchen. And then, when we would go to bed at night, we would like roll the dice to see which kid got the diffuser in their room. And eventually we ended up just investing in diffusers for all the bedrooms, because then we were way more apt to actually use our oils and get that benefit of you diffusing them in bedrooms for mood and for sleeping and for calming. And when you are diffusing essential oils, not only are you helping impact a mood, but you're actually cleaning the air in your environment, because all of the oils are antimicrobial, antibacterial, antifungal. So if you're, whatever oils you're in the mood to diffuse because of the smell you want to emit, know that you're also cleaning the air in your environment, which is keeping your home healthy and happier, right? So the second way to use essential oils is topically. And mom already mentioned the fractionated coconut oil. And that's one of our favorite ways, is actually to dilute the oils a little bit. And you'll see on the oil bottles, it will give you instructions. It'll let you know if it's an oil that you can use neat, which means straight up. You don't have to dilute it. It's not going to irritate your skin. Then there's the sensitive. It'll say sensitive if it might be a little bit hot or tingly, or one that is, if you for sure need to dilute it, like for sure cassia oil, cinnamon oil, some of those that are just hot and they taste amazing and you can use them to cook with, but straight on your skin, it's going to make your skin a little red and tingly. So if you ever have a skin sensitive issue with essential oils, just add some fractionated coconut oil or any type of fatty oil that you want to use to rub that in. You don't want to just wash the oil off, because oil and water don't mix. So as soon as you add that water to it, it actually makes the oil spread further over the surface of your skin. But we love using the oils topically. And I just the way I coach people is kind of use common sense. If your knee is hurting, rub the oils on your knee. If you're having an upset stomach, rub the oils on your stomach. My mom was showing how when she was getting head tension, where was she putting the oil? Directly where she was having the pain or the stress, right? And then I was even showing you how on the back of your neck you can rub oils in for mood. So it's a little bit of retraining our brain, because the way in our culture that we've been raised is that if you have a stomach ache, you pop this, chew on this tablet. If you have a sore ankle, take this pill. If you have head pain, you're going to use this thing. When in actuality, when you have these oils, you can use them directly on location. But there are some great times when you're going to want to use the oils internally. And that's the third main way to use essential oils. And we talk about this a lot when we're drinking, when we put oils in our water. You always want to use it in glass or stainless steel, but feel free to type in the chat, what are some of your favorite oils to add to your beverages? And oils are great in coffee, tea, water, smoothies, green shakes, all sorts of different ways. People love cooking with essential oils. And then also it's showing right here the veggie caps. So doTERRA sells empty vegetable cellulose caps that you can actually just put drops of oil directly in there, and you can take them internally. And that's really good method, especially some of the oils that maybe don't taste so great, are super hot and spicy, like oregano. On Guard is a little bit hot, especially for kids sometimes. But for the allergy season that's coming up soon, my favorite trio of oils is lemon, lavender, and peppermint. And I put 2 drops in a little shot glass of water, and I just shoot that back. I swish it around in my mouth, gargle, swallow it down. And I do that about 3 times a day, For kids, you can even put it on a spoonful of honey, but that really helps to alleviate a lot of those allergy symptoms. So on this slide, we put this on here so you can also see the little symbols at the top. When you get these books or some of the resources from doTERRA, when you get oils, also on the website, on the blogs, a lot of times you'll see this coding at the top and it lets you know the different ways to use it. And right there, the A is aromatic, T is for topical, I is for internal, and I think my video screen is covering the S, which is letting you know that it's sensitive, so you might want to dilute with On Guard, for example. So in this oil, you can use it in all 3 ways. And we really encourage, this is an awesome oil to be using all the ways right now. And for a fun recipe, I'll keep this up here for a second if you want to screenshot this. This is the Flume Balm. It's the awesome immune support balm. And Flume is just the acronym for frankincense, lemon, oregano, On Guard, and melaleuca, or which now is mostly labeled tea tree. Tea tree, melaleuca is the same thing. So some people call it flute as well. And it gives you a great recipe right there. You can put it, you can use 2 drops or 3 drops of each of these inside one of those veggie capsules that I mentioned. And anytime if you feel the tickly throat or the achy body, or just like maybe you've been exposed to somebody that wasn't feeling that great, then you want to hit that head on and take these oils internally. And then you can also put them in a roller ball. And a lot of people love putting them in a roller ball, which this recipe is for, and get that on the bottoms of the feet, put it on the kid's spine, and just be using this actively and keep using it until a day or 2 or 3 beyond when you're feeling back to normal again. Okay. And then digestion. Mom, I just want to make sure we're on track here. We good? You might be muted. And I am not seeing, I'm seeing someone else's video screen. So let's make sure whomever can help on muting duty to make sure that everybody else is muted so that we can
I'm seeing it perfectly clear screen.
Okay.
With just you. Yep.
Okay. Okay, awesome. So digestion, this is the oil that I was first introduced to, that I mentioned with my story with Connor. And this is an oil that you can use. And right now we're shifting into, we're going to just start clipping through all of some of our favorite oils that are real popular and just give you exposure to them. Okay. So you can see right there, aromatically, topically, internally, digestion can be used for. And I would say use this for anything digestive related. You can use it, think of the continuum of all things digestive related, whether it's nausea or constipation or diarrhea or just upset stomach or nervous tummy. I deal with acid reflux, same as what my son was dealing with, and it works amazing for that. And my favorite way to use this is honestly just putting a couple drops in my hand and rubbing it right over my whole abdomen. Some people love putting it in hot water and drinking it like a tea. But feel free, if you're on here with us on the chat, type in if you have a favorite way to use digestion, and or if you have a really cool testimonial with this. Okay. Ooh, I'm trying to click through this. Okay, lemon oil. Who loves lemon? I think lemon is one that everyone should have right handy on their kitchen counter, because this is one that I'm always adding to my water to drink. I'm often cleaning my countertops with this one. I love the way it smells in the diffuser. And so lemon is just straight up in the diffuser, smells amazing. It's also fun if you like, if you have a favorite diffuser recipe where you're using lemon, you can type that into the chat. Lemon and eucalyptus is really nice together in the diffuser for like a clean, fresh, bright smell. It's so wonderful as a natural goo gone. Anytime we've gotten Sharpie marker or paint in a place where it's not supposed to be, I put a little dab of it on a wet cloth and I just rub it gently and it comes right off. Even like stubborn stickers that have been on picture frames or on glass that you're trying to get off, it works wonderfully. Okay, deep blue is a fan favorite. How many of you feel like Deep Blue is one of your favorites? Maybe you've had a good testimonial with this. This is really wonderful for soothing any pain issues. So you can use this directly on topically for achy, sore muscles. A lot of people really love using this preemptively if you're getting ready to work out and you know that you're going to have some recovery issues and some maybe soreness. This is a really great one to use in advance. So go ahead and I would really encourage, if you have the oil, that you use this with coconut oil, and it makes it go a long way. So you just put like a squirt of coconut oil in your hand with 1 or 2 drops of the Deep Blue, rub your hands together and just massage your legs, massage your arms. My husband, Gary, has some really cool testimonials of how he's helped his frozen shoulder with Deep Blue, lemongrass, and Siberian fir were like the 3 primary ones that he used. Also, this is some people's favorite to use when they have head tension. So again, like just rub it around your hairline, the back of your neck. And my favorite way to use up Deep Blue is right on the back of my neck and my shoulders. That's where I have so much tension that kind of builds up, and I just think it feels so good. It's like an all natural icy hot, or for anybody that's familiar with BioFreeze, it's like the all natural version. And there's no warnings on here for like only use up to 3 times a day maximum. You can use this as needed as your body feels like it's helping. A little bit goes a long way, but you can use it as often as you need, okay? So Breathe essential oil, this is the respiratory blend. This is a great one for this time of the year too, when people are dealing with stuffy noses or allergies or anything where they just want to make sure their airways are staying open. So I love putting this in the diffusers when we're sleeping. I also love putting this in directly in my hands and just breathing it in. A lot of people also love putting this right over their sinuses. For me, it's a little bit tingly on my skin to do that, so I'll mix it with the coconut oil, or there's a Breathe version in a roller ball that's pre-diluted, and I actually really like using that on my sinuses or directly under my nose. Some people swear by it helping to prevent snoring at night, helping to open up their airways like that. doTERRA also has a brand new humidifier that we have an image of. I'm going to show you because there's a special promo going with this. And I love putting it in there to get, again, help open the airways. So type in, if you have an awesome Breathe story or favorite way to use that, please type that in the chat as well. Okay, and copaiba, you can say copaiba. This one is sourced from the Amazon. And this, if you were to go down to Brazil, this is the oil that they use for all the things, okay? And this is doTERRA, as we just got access to this one about 3 years ago, and it very quickly became a fan favorite. This is doTERRA's answer to, you know, for all the people that are getting on the bandwagon of taking, what is it? What's the stuff?
CBD oil.
Thank you. For all the people that are learning all the benefits of CBD oil, the copaiba essential oil actually has an even better interaction with your CB2 receptors in your body. And for all the reasons that people are using this, copaiba is actually can be faster acting, your body can be more responsive, no potential weird side effects, and it is really affordable. It's only like 30 bucks for the bottle of this, and you only need a couple of drops. So for any for soothing any discomfort or inflammation in your body, one of the best ways to use this is put it under your tongue, like take it internally. And it's a very mild tasting oil. My kids don't mind this at all. It's almost tastes like nothing. So just a couple, 2 or 3 drops under your tongue, hold it there for about 30 seconds, swallow. And so many stories have come in for people that were using that to kind of quiet inflammation in their body. And they were coming back saying, oh my goodness, my mood improved once I started doing that. My anxiety started to decrease. My toothache went away. I'm sleeping better. So this is an amazing one to have on hand, and you can use it in all three ways. So it's one of those, like if you were to have an achy body part, use it topically and internally. I would really encourage you to do that. So again, share in the chat if you have some top stories. And Mom, you're able to see the chat. So when we switch gears, if there's anything that you want to draw attention to for the sake of the recording or for the people to hear, then feel free to share that. So frankincense, I have right here by my side. Frankincense, I always say, when in doubt, get frankincense out. Frankincense is so special for a lot of reasons. They call it the king of oils. I love sharing about this in my Oils of the Bible class. And this is one of the gifts that was given to Jesus at his birth. And it was in ancient days, it's what they anointed the newborn sons of kings with frankincense. So it's an anointing oil, and there's a lot of really cool history behind it. It's wonderful for cellular regeneration. So if you want to have super healthy cells and cells that are doing the jobs they're meant to do, then frankincense is a great one to be taking every single day. And another thing that Dr. Hill, he's the chief medical advisor with doTERRA, he taught us is that frankincense actually helps all the other oils do their jobs better. So it's a really great one to take along with other oils. Or maybe if you're using an oil for, let's say you're using past tense for your head to kind of calm it down, and you're like, oh, it's working so-so. A lot of people say as soon as they then add frankincense to that, it's like the exact recipe that they needed. And so frankincense on your thumb, for example, here's a fun little tip. Put a drop of frankincense in your thumb and hold it up, press it on the roof of your mouth for about 30 seconds. And that helps press it right up into the bloodstream, into your brain. It also, this is an oil that's high in a lot of chemical constituents that have passed the blood-brain barrier. And so for focus, for anything brain related, for memory, it is a really wonderful one to be using regularly. And you can take this internally, you can diffuse it, you can put it on topically. So you can use this in all of the different ways. A lot of people swear by frankincense for all things skin related too. So for your skincare routine, the doTERRA skincare line has frankincense in a lot of the different products because it's so wonderful for regenerating cellular health. And Mom, you can feel free to share anything that I might have forgotten that's a favorite. But like I said, add your favorite testimonials or ways of using these in the chat so you can be learning from each other. Okay, and then I think I just have two other oils I'm gonna focus on. Adaptive. I mentioned this is the oil that I used tonight as we were kickstarting the class. It's the Calming Blend. And this is, y'all, if you don't have Adaptive, make sure you get some of this soon. This has been a rough 12 months for a lot of us around the world. And I'll tell you what, like, it gets me emotional, but having things in our own home to help, that we can be empowered with to use when we feel ourselves just like, I don't know, not being the best version of ourselves, or going down a path with our mind and our emotions that we want to try and rein control back over. These oils can really help. And I'll tell you what, if you are a praying person, partnering essential oil use with prayers is very powerful. And so this is an awesome oil. I put on my kids every night before bed. I put it in their diffusers. I've been using it just over my heart. In the morning when we kickstart our day. I'm homeschooling my kids now. And so this is a great one that I pass around the table as we kickstart our day, just to kind of get in the right frame of mind and stop all of the stuff that's such distractions for our brain right now. And a lot of people are finding it to be really wonderful. Okay, this is the last oil that I'm mentioning here before we shift gears. And Citrus Bliss is it's like a dreamsicle. So if you like the idea of all the citrusy oils mixed with vanilla, you will love Citrus Bliss. And it's so yummy tasting and smelling and great for diffusing. It's not listed as using internally, but a lot of people use it for like different cooking recipes and swear by it. So it's one of those where I just say, you know, like, you really, doTERRA, some of the things that they made with the intention of using it topically, but it's not that it's going to harm you if you take it internally. It's just maybe not what it was designed for, if that makes sense. So there's a way to get access to this oil for free. So I'll just leave it at that. And Mom, I'm shifting back to you.
All right, unmute. Thank you, Carrie. So yeah, hopefully we've been going through some of these, you're jotting down notes, but it's important that you, especially if this is your first time to be looking at this, jot down what are your top 3 health concerns or your health goals. That it could be a goal. And then at the end of this class, you're going to want to get together with the person that invited you, and they can help you to discern which oils and protocols will be the best for you. So, but if you're writing down, if everybody's thinking about your top 3 health concerns, I imagine that perhaps there's going to be a product that besides the oils is going to be the best one for you. And that's the one I want to talk about next. It is actually the #1 best-selling product that doTERRA makes. And it isn't an oil, it's a supplement that has oils. So this is called the Lifelong Vitality Pack. It's these 3 bottles that come in a box. It is the #1 best-selling product because people can tell a difference after using it. And it's made from real foods. So I'm going to just real quickly, I'm not going to go into all what's in it. I just want to tell you what makes it different and what are the benefits. So what makes it different? Well, first of all, because people see results from using it. After a couple of weeks, usually you can tell a difference in either your energy or in inflammation, focus, weight. There's a lot of benefits that people see right away. It is made from real food. These are not synthetic. I don't even like to call them vitamins. I call them supplements because they are real food. When you open up the capsules, there's powder in there that you can sprinkle out and put in a smoothie. So like the one here, that's the VMZ, that's like eating 15 servings of fruits and vegetables in a day. If you're taking the full dose of this, 15 servings of fruit. Imagine how good you would feel if you're eating 15 servings of fruits or vegetables every day. Just that alone is huge. It also contains essential oils. This one here, that's the Z Omega, that has omega-3 fatty acids in it, like that's from flaxseed and from fish oil. Those omega-3s are really good for your heart and your brain. But it also, in that capsule, are 9 essential oils. And one of them is that powerful essential oil that Carrie was talking about, frankincense. And by the way, that one is the one that's the outlier for price. So that one is the member price of that is $68. I don't like to wait until the end to tell people how much things cost. So I like to tell you while we're going through everything. And this Lifelong Vitality Pack is $2.63 a day, which it's $79.50 for the box. And you know, the oils that are in this and all of the whole food makes this a very pricey product. But doTERRA is actually sending this out to us kind of as a loss leader, to be able to get people on this. In fact, I showed this to my chiropractor when we first started because I was using whole food supplements from him, and he was impressed with how much was in this, because actually there's more in this than I was getting from him in his whole food supplements. And I was paying more for his product. So he was like, wow, this is an amazing product that they're putting out for that price point. $2.63 a day. So my husband and I, when we first started on this, like, 11 years ago, we had to make some decisions. Okay, so we want this. For me, that meant I was going to give up buying any lunch from school. So I packed my lunch every single day. And for him, it meant giving up Starbucks. But this is less than a Starbucks a day, you guys. And we look at this as our most best healthcare that we have. This is really healthcare for us. 30-day money back guarantee. So that means that you're buying it like on trial. If you don't see a benefit in your first 30 days, you can turn it back in and get your money back. All right, so now next slide, it shows the benefits. These are the main benefits that people notice. They actually did do clinical trials and clinical studies that showed all of these benefits. Less pain and discomfort, more energy, which means that you're not getting anything in those except for, okay, in the alpha CRS, there are ingredients that help you to make energy naturally. So more energy here doesn't mean sugar, doesn't mean caffeine, right? So then also your immune system works better. I shared these with several teachers, including my sister, who were really sick and tired of getting sick and tired. And after using this for a year, I went back and checked with them and they hadn't missed one day. Better moods. Those essential oils that are in there really help the moods. And also when you're getting all the nutrients you need, really helps with moods. So those are the 4 things that most people notice within their first 30 days. Carrie, do you have a quick, I know you had an amazing experience with your supplements when you first started Lifelong Vitality. See if you can find your unmute. You want me to unmute you? Okay, hold on a minute. Let me see. I think I can, somehow she might have gotten muted. It says ask to unmute. Yeah, you are the host, so I have to ask you to unmute.
Okay, sorry. I had to stop doing the screen share there.
Oh,
Okay. Whoops. Let me make sure I'm going the right direction with my slides.
okay.
Ooh, sorry, Mom. It's tricky having to run my things and my screen gets taken over. So I can't see very well. But anyhow, I loved being able to go to my mom and actually ask her as my resource to get her opinion on the supplements. And when she looked at the list, she was blown away by how much she was spending. And she and I both kind of agreed at the same time, let's start taking these and see how we feel. And I remember my story. I had a 2-year-old and a 9-month-old who hadn't been sleeping for 9 months. And so I hadn't been sleeping. So by the time these supplements came, I was feeling so like a shell of myself. I was feeling very worn out. Like I was dragging most days, having to kind of fake it, that feeling when you're walking out and just faking it because your energy level is so low. But I think a lot of people didn't really know how much I was dealing with just feeling heavy, kind of this cloud sitting on my shoulders. And I started taking those supplements, and by the end of the week, I was like, got that pep back in my step. I'm actually a natural night owl, and we were getting ready to list our house. And so I was up late, like getting stuff packed up, and then I was going to bed. Connor was sleeping by then. And so I was going right to sleep and waking up, popping up, feeling energized and rested. And by the end of the month, my skeptical husband said, hey, would you order me a box of those supplements next time you place an order? And I was like, really? And he's like, yeah, I want to take whatever it is that you're taking because I feel like I got my wife back. So that meant a lot to hear him say those words to me. And so then Gary and my dad both started taking supplements the next month along with my mom and I, and they both had their own really cool experiences. Like my husband's back injury from high school, like the tension and pain and his hip pain, like that all subsided. His digestive tract went back on track. There was a lot of really cool things that for my dad and Gary that they both experienced. So anyhow, if you haven't tried them yet, or if you're not already taking an awesome supplement, You have nothing to lose by ordering them and trying them out, because you're probably going to actually experience, like have a noticeable experience from taking them.
I love reading the chat. There's a lot of people that are sharing their testimonials in the chat as well. And that's, that's what the benefit is of doing classes like this, is hearing from each other. Somebody asked how many you take a day. So you take, of the 3 bottles, you take 2 out of each one. The full dose is to take 2 out of each one twice a day with food. I usually recommend starting on a half dose for the first week, and then if everything goes well, then you can bump it up. So I just really enjoy reading and hearing your testimonies, you guys. That's awesome. D. White, supplements have transformed me at 53 years old. Haven't been sick since started taking them 11 months ago. Energy level high, aided me losing 20 pounds and keeping the weight stable. Wow.
That's awesome.
Bravo. Bravo. All right. So now that we have been talking about all these, I want to be able to tell you how you can get these oils. If you have never bought them before, there are 3 different ways to purchase oils. The first way is retail. That is the most expensive, and I don't recommend it. That's the way you'd buy it, is if you'd walk into a spa or into a chiropractor's office and buy it. But friends don't let friends buy retail, so I don't recommend that. The second way is wholesale, and that's just like Costco, where you get a membership and then you get 25% off. And so you have your doTERRA card and you get 25% off the retail price. And the third way is below wholesale. So I'll tell you how that works here in a second. The next slide. So first of all, how do you get to be a wholesale customer? First of all, there's 2 ways. You can just pay $35 and then you can order a la carte, anything that you want, and you'll get the 25% discount. If you want to avoid paying the $35, you can buy one of the starter kits, and then you don't have to pay that $35 fee. And that's how you get below wholesale, because all the products in that kit are bundled together, so you're not paying for every individual. So you're getting an additional at least 10% discount depending on the size of your kit. What I love about doTERRA's membership is that there are no strings attached to it. You don't have to buy a certain amount in a certain time, and you can purchase it any way you want. You call the shots. You're going to get your own account and your own login, and you can do it any way you want. Also, with the way that we do it, when you join doTERRA as get your own wholesale membership, you're going to get a personal consult with the person who introduced you to the oils, and be able to decide, what your needs are and what the oils are. Also, to show you what are some of the recommended books and resources and the tools that you need for that. And also to hook you up with all of our education, like we were talking about. We've been having education every Thursday night, and more than that too. So we make sure that you get the most bang for your buck out of your investment in these oils. So now the kits, they come in lots of shapes and sizes. To reiterate, you do not have to pay $35 if you get one of these kits. And the bigger the kit, the bigger the savings. So I'll start out by showing you this biggest kit. I'm not going to show you all of them. This is the Natural Solutions Kit. All of us wanted this when we got started, because it does save you $250. So that is the most savings. If you can imagine getting a $250 discount, that's what this is. It has every oil that we talked about tonight. It also has the supplements, which I love having the supplements in it, and a really great diffuser in this kit. It also has a whole On Guard bundle for the toothpaste and the hand soap. It also has 2 supplements that help with gut health. The probiotic and digestive enzymes are in here. Here's the fractionated coconut oil. And also for personal care, it's got a hand and body lotion, a very non-toxic shampoo and conditioner, because all of these are non-toxic, you guys. The Deep Blue Rub, which everybody loves that. Correct X is like a Neosporin, but it's in a very safe carrier that doesn't involve using any oil that is not good for your system. And it also has essential oils in it. And then this Breathe Stick, this is a salve that you rub on your chest. It's $570. Healthy Start Kit. Now this is at the other end of the spectrum. This is one of the more affordable ones. It has those 10 oils that Carrie started out showing us that we use really often. It is $160. It comes with this Brevi diffuser and it's $25 of savings. Now, these are small bottles. This is the 5 milliliter size bottle as compared to the 15 milliliter size. All right, so this one has, so we call this maybe like a sampler size kit because it gives you, in each of these bottles is about 80 drops. All right, so now this is the big size bottle kit. So all of these oils, with the exception of Deep Blue, are 15 mil. So 3 times more oil in this kit, plus a bigger diffuser. However, it is not 3 times more money. It would be $480 if you multiply times 3. It's only $249. You save $104 buying this kit. Instead of the frankincense, this one doesn't have frankincense and melaleuca and oregano. Instead, it has the ones that are more for the mind and the mood. Adaptive, Balance, and Copaiba that Carrie described very ably. All right, now this kit I love because it has the supplements and it has some of the top 5 oils or 6 oils in it. So this is the Lifelong Vitality Pack. Terrazyme are digestive enzymes that help you digest your food really easily, and so help with your gut health, but also help with your mood because it releases a lot of serotonin and endorphins. PB Assist is the probiotic, though this helps with your immunity. The oils in it are the Deep Blue Rub. You want to go back there, just the Deep Blue Rub, On Guard, Lemon, Balance, frankincense, and lavender. Now these are the 5 milliliter size bottles. This is in $195, saves you $76. All right, and then this little kit I'm going to show you here, this one is the Simple Solutions kit. It's 4 products, Deep Blue Rub, 15 milliliter size of lemon, On Guard, and Serenity, so big bottles. Serenity is the restful blend that's really great for sleep. But this is a good one. So remember, with this kit, you wouldn't pay $35, but if there's a couple other things you're really interested in getting that aren't in any of those other kits, start with this one for your basis and just add something on there. You save $39 doing this kit. All right, now, Carrie mentioned that there's a way to get some freebies for this, and I'm going to call on June Saindon. This is the Diamond Club incentive, and June Saindon, if you can unmute yourself, she's doing Diamond Club, and she's like Santa Claus. She gets to come in here because she's in his class. Anybody who's new can have these for free.
Okay, thanks, Lori. Yes, like what Lori said, there are right now about 900 of us doing this Diamond Club. And because you are on this call tonight, if you decide that you are ready to get these oils into your house and to have the amazing benefits that they've been explaining to you, then if you get one of those kits, the Healthy Start, the Healthy Essential, the Healthy Habit, Healthy Home, then you will get that Citrus Bliss for free. If you get like the Natural Solution Kit, then you'll also get the Adaptive free. So you can get up to 2 oils free. And then you see below there, it talks about you will also receive 25, which is basically $25 of free oils if you place a qualifying order next month in April. So it's got some really great oils for you to get for free, and even help you next month get some more for free. And how you do this is you just reach out to the person that invited you to this class. And if they're not one of those 900 of us Diamond Clubbers, they know someone that is. And so they can hook you up with this and get one of these oils for you for free.
Awesome. Thank you, June. I appreciate that. This is a monthly special to this month, only this month, and this is for everybody, not just brand new people. These 2 diffusers are on special this month. The La Luz diffuser comes with wild orange and peppermint for only $59. That's saving you $15. And then that diffuser is roughly about a foot tall, I'd say. The Dawn diffuser is about 18 inches tall. I should probably know it's big. All right, so this is a humidifier diffuser. You get On Guard and Breathe with this, and it saves you $22 if you did get it this month. It's $88. We've been running this every single night this winter. It's been amazing. All right.
Okay, thank you for running through all of that. I hope all of you that are new tonight are getting excited and kind of thinking about what it is that might be the right fit for you. And we just want to encourage you at the end of this class, and we're just wrapping it up now. We want you to reach out to the person that invited you, and they will help you answer your questions and make sure that you get started with something that's just right for you. That's, the whole point is to find something that when you wrote down earlier what your health concerns or your health goals are, the whole hope is finding something that's a great launching point to help you and your family with whatever the things are that you are wanting to be most empowered with inside your home. And so I just wanted to, in wrapping this up, and we are doing a giveaway at the end. So if you are able to hang tight with us, you'll get a chance for some free bottles of Wild Orange. Okay. But I just wanted to tell you kind of the cool wrap up of my personal story. I told you in the beginning of all this, when I got introduced to doTERRA, my husband called them snake oils. He was a super skeptic of the oils, of the company, of all the, it's kind of typical. He's an attorney. He kind of, he wants to make sure he's the guy that read the product, the customer policy manual, right? He's that guy. And actually, after he read that, he was like, wow, I'm really impressed by this company. But we all have our own journey. And for me, I had such an immediate, miraculous story. I couldn't wait to try more. And then soon thereafter, Gary had his own experience with the oils that really made him be a believer too. And then he saw my joy. When these oils landed in my lap and in our household, I really could not contain myself. I had been praying for things that could be a natural solution to feel empowered with as a mom, as a sister, as a wife. And I just couldn't keep quiet. I had to tell my friends. I got on the phone and called my mom, called Leanne, called Aaron, called Lauren, called all my buddies that were kind of on that same journey of wanting to live life a little bit more holistically and natural, right? And soon thereafter, my husband saw the joy that I was having and sharing. And he quietly said to himself, I don't want to be left out of this. And so I'm here to tell you that my skeptical husband soon became a believer in the product, a cheerleader of the company, and then quit his law job to come alongside and do this with me. And it has been the most amazing joy in my life that my husband and I can have the time freedom now to share the joy of oils, that we actually have the ability to be with our kids. He was hardly getting time with our children, and now he helps home teach with me. And we never thought we'd be doing that, but it's been such an amazing journey that we have the freedom and the flexibility in light of everything going on in the world, that we can work together. We get to teach our kids. We get to share. We get to do something for our occupation that brings so much joy to us, and we see what joy it's bringing to others. And so if you're sitting here listening to this, maybe you've been using oils for a long time, maybe you're brand new, but I'd really say there's three type of people. There's some that say, I'm excited about living this wellness lifestyle and learning more and being empowered. And there's others of you that might be sitting here going, ooh, I love the idea of sharing with a friend and then getting my products paid for, because that's what happened early on for me. I couldn't help but to share with people. I got some checks in the mail, and then I was like, oh, wow, that's already prepaying for my order for next month. And then there might be others of you sitting out there saying, is this something that really could realistically like supplement my income or even replace my income? And so we want to say, yes, these opportunities are here. And doTERRA, if you were to ever hitch your wagon to, you know, what am I saying that? Hitch your cart, hitch your horse to a wagon. I don't know what the saying is. But if you were to ever partner or pick a company out there, doTERRA is a beautiful company. There's so many things I could say about why doTERRA. One of the things that's my favorite is that, you know, that the purity of the product and the impact that they're making behind the bottle. We've had the opportunity as a family to travel and visit. These are pictures of Madeline and I in Kenya back in 2019, where we got to see the sourcing of so many of the different oils and come alongside and work with the farmers. And just to know that every single drop of oil we're using is a beautiful ripple effect. I mean, that means a lot to me, and I know it means a lot to so many of you out there. But also you're getting access to an amazing team. This is actually a picture of some of us leaders that got together for a Blue and Presidential Diamond Summit back in December that doTERRA did virtually, and we had an amazing time. And this is a team where you're going to feel like part of a family, and you're going to get very well supported. And so some of the questions you might be asking are, how do you actually make money? How do you pay for your product? How can you get your products paid for? And it's a very simple process that we've just repeated over and over and over again. You share a sample, you teach somebody about how to use them, you invite them to a class like this, we help them get started, and then we can plug them into support. And so the good questions to ask yourself: are you passionate about oils? Do you love people? Are you teachable? Can you follow a proven system? And so what I'm excited to tell you is that on Tuesday night, this upcoming Tuesday night, Gary, my awesome husband I'm just talking about, he's actually planned an amazing class about this topic. So this is a really great follow-up to this. If you're kind of curious about what it would look like to share doTERRA with intention, or just want to learn more about the opportunity, please register for this class, and you'll see the registration link at the bottom. This is our shortened bit.ly link, and you can just take a screenshot or pull it up right now. It's bit.ly/join Gary Sammons, and that'll take you to the registration link. We're also sending this out in our newsletter, and we'll post it in the Facebook group so you can have access to that and be inviting people 8 p.m. Eastern time on Tuesday. And then also, we just wanted to plug a reminder that we have amazing support that we offer team-wide. We have such fantastic leaders and teachers that we all love working together. And we just finished one round of team-wide continuing education, and we're about to start the next one April 1st. So also be looking for that registration link, and it's on the screen. So if you see this bit.ly, it's bit.ly/team-wide Thursday, and you can go right there to get your registration in, and mark your calendar, save the dates it's every Thursday starting April 1st for 8 weeks. And so just another reminder to text your person that invited you here. And now let's do our winners, okay? I'm gonna stop the screen share so we can get back to seeing everybody. And okay, good. We still have, most everybody was able to stay on here with us, and I can finally see the chat and see all of you again. Hello. Okay, Mom, were you actually able to, we pulled random numbers from the number of participants that we have in here. And so stay on, because you don't want to miss the chance to win. Mom, are you pulling them up right now? Okay, I'm going to actually go ahead and stop the recording.
Oh, here, okay.
I'm going to stop the recording while we're at it. And for those of you left on here, you have a chance to win. So thanks for joining us. The recording is officially over.